Hey teachers, Hernán here. In this video, I'll share my thoughts and opinions about a great app to support your students' preparation for the A2 key and B1 preliminary for school's examination. So let's go! The app I'm talking about is Cambridge ExamLift by Cambridge English, and it's available for iOS and Android devices for free. Once you've downloaded it, you'll see an introduction, which is the highlights of the app. You have to log in with your email account or Facebook. After this, you'll find 30 sections called packs, and the first pack is available for the next 24 hours. There's the upgrade button, but I'll talk to you about it in a minute. At the bottom of the screen, you'll find two other options to check your progress and edit your profile. In the first one, you'll have detailed graphs on each the skills and sub-skills you are working on, and you'll see your progress. In the second one, you can edit your information, and as well as the first screen display at the beginning, you can upgrade your account to have access to all the 30 sets the app contains. The cost of this is 35 Mexican pesos. It's more or less $1.50. Every single set of the packs contain activities for the 4 skills and sub-skills. You will find dialogue, that is for speaking, spelling for writing, speed reading, of course reading, topic match, minimal pairs, error finding, phrasal verbs, and so many others that you need to discover, and your students as well, teacher. Let's click on the first pack of activities, 4 different sorts of exercises. Spoiler alert, as long as you move forward through the packs, you will start noticing these sets vary and allow your students to play different games. Your students decide which exercise to do first. Cambridge is there, giving them pieces of advice at the beginning of every set of games. Plus, your students receive detailed information about the parts of the examination where the exercises will help them most. I'll give you an example. As you saw, teacher, there's one called minimal pairs. In this exercise, your students are exposed to different sounds that are somehow similar. You know what I'm talking about. You'll notice the difference with the pronunciation and the phonetic symbols above the words. I took these 2 examples from the following source to illustrate this game. After the explanation, your students will choose the word that is pronounced.
Path, path.
They have around 7 to 10 seconds to tap the word so they can continue with the next exercise. At the end of this, and all the games, the app shows them a brief summary of results, and depending on the type of sets your students are working on, they'll get some feedback. Okay, teacher, now it's up to you to give it a look and encourage your students to try it. They'll have a great time practicing for the examination. I can spoiler the rest of the activities, but why don't you give it a look? In my opinion, I can tell you that this app is pretty neat. If you're worried about the content that is showing in case your students get the full version, no worries. Believe me, there is always a chance to go back and recycle the exercises. I didn't spend more than 15 minutes to finish the whole set, or pack as it's called. I truly enjoy it because it was colorful, it was neat, as I said before, and I had no issues with the information that it was displayed. This form of studying is not just like the traditional one. Colorful screens are helping your students to feel more comfortable. Now, if you think that was all, you are wrong, teacher. I'll share 5 activities you can try along this app. Hope you're ready for them. Here we go. Number 1. In case your students have the free version of the app, they can have access to 1 pack every 24 hours. If this is the case, why don't you assign them a special task where they tell you their thoughts and their impressions about today's exercises? For example, they can write a note or they can record a short audio for you, paying special attention to the type of exercises, the topics, the right and wrong answers, as well as the time they spent doing the activities. That could be good, teacher. Number 2, remember that I said that there's a minimal pairs activity? Okay, before running the app, encourage your students to listen to the audio without looking at their screens. In that way, they can write very fast a word they listen. Believe me, the words are very short, and this will only represent a challenge for them. It doesn't have to be perfect. After that, they can go back and check their screens and do the exercise. 7 to 10 seconds is enough for them to discover the right word. Come on, teacher. Number 3. There is a section called speed reading. It's about a story. You can ask your students to continue with it. Remember that I said that your students can redo the activity during the first 24 hours? Well, here's the thing. They do the exercise first, and then they can continue with the story. Number 4. Paraphrase. If they are checking the speed reading section, they can have all the sentences, express them, and write them with their own words. This is a pretty nice example once you want to avoid word repetition. It could be great, so you can also identify the lack of adjectives, the lack of nouns, and so many other elements in the vocabulary. Paraphrasing is also a great activity I suggest you to do. Number 5. Your students have to face phrasal verbs. There are several sets through the app. Your students need to match a verb with an adverb or with a preposition. So why don't you ask your students to have a phrasal verb of the day? Encourage the rest to make sentences with it, to use it in the topic that you are checking on your lesson. After a week or 2, you can go back and review the phrasal verbs you consider are more necessary in what they have to express. Or who knows, probably you have different criteria, teacher. It's up to you. As you can see, the Exam Lift app by Cambridge English is more like a complement for your classes and for your course, preparing your students for these examinations. So there you go, teacher. Those are my recommendations. You have my opinions about the app. And hey, teacher, do you have more activities you want to share with the rest of your colleagues? Come on, it's your turn to do it. You can write your comments below this video, so in that way, all our colleagues can know about this great app. Thank you so much for your attention, teacher. And if you like this video, you know what to do. Like, comment, and share. I'll appreciate it a lot. This is Hernán, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.